Hello, my creative friends, and welcome to something new. At the end of 2019, I decided to call it quits on the daily prompt and decided to change my focus and move into something of a new direction. I've been working on that for a couple of months and was just about to launch that this month, March 2020. And then this happened. So we're in a different world all of a sudden. And the idea of asking writers to invest the next year of their life developing their craft so that they can sell their screenplay and we can make movies together and build an independent film studio and become sort of a training ground for screenwriters doesn't seem like the most pressing thing at the moment. And I recognize and acknowledge that. I do, as a side note, think that we're going to get through all this, and developing those skills is still important. So if you're cooped up at home, which we all are at the moment, it's important to put your time and energy into something like that. But I want to spread it even wider. So now, in the midst of all this, I want to do something, my little part, to be a little bit more productive. You know, I have an imagination like everyone else. And when times are uncertain and stressful and sometimes scary, it's very easy to let your imagination go to places that are really just not very productive at all. And so that's easy for me, very easy for me. I'll raise my hand and say, I'm talking about myself, if not about you. But what I found over the years is that it's important to channel that energy. If you channel that energy into something creative, something productive, into some way of just capturing what's going on with you in the moment, you can turn this moment from something super worrisome to something that has, I don't want to say a silver lining, but something that could be great in retrospect. So, many years ago, when I started teaching screenwriting in Australia, I ran all around Australia. I taught all these workshops, and I found it very challenging to get people to want to write screenplays because it didn't seem like a thing that most people wanted to do. So when I sat down to write a book, I decided what I learned through teaching screenwriting was that if you reverse engineer the process, which is what I did, you recognize that process of creativity actually applies to every type of creativity, every type of writing. And so what I did was I decided I was going to write a book called Writing Fast, How to Write Anything with Lightning Speed. I'm not pitching the book. Hang on for a second. I wrote this book in 2004 with the idea being that you can apply this to any kind of writing. And my hope at the time was that some fraction of people would then want to go on and write screenplays, which has been my focus ever since. But in this moment, I'm reminded of the fact that the process works for everyone. The process is the process. And if you have ideas in your head right now that you're finding hard to express or hard to capture, let's use this process. If you want to channel your anxieties or your fears into something productive, a story, a book, a nonfiction book, a fiction book, some piece of journalism, whatever it might be, we can use this process. We're all social distancing at the moment. We're all working from home. We're all doing the best that we can. I have a little toddler who's 19 months old, and he's going to be seeing family members through FaceTime for a while, maybe meeting new friends through FaceTime for the time being. And I thought, my science fiction thinker brain imagines 20 years from now and what the generation of kids that has forged these relationships in this way. What does that generation then look like? I thought you could make a really cool story out of that. And yes, I could go off and work on that story, but I wanted to just sort of throw it out here as an example of how we can channel the moment into something that is productive. A, it's a distraction for us in the moment, and B, it's calming, and C, it could be something later on. If you have life stories that you've always wanted to tell, now's the time to tell them. Now's the time to write them. If you have life experiences, or maybe you just want to capture the experience of this moment, what you're going through right now, as a way to just get these thoughts out of your head and onto the page. I think we can do that through the process of writing. So again, I'm not trying to pitch you on the book. What I'm trying to do is suggest here that I'm going to give all of this to you for free. We're cooped up inside. We're going to be cooped up inside for the foreseeable future. So what if instead of trying to focus on the screenwriting thing during this time, we focus instead on helping as many people as possible capture their ideas, get them onto the page, turn them into something, both as a therapeutic exercise and as a skill development exercise and as a productive force for the world. Maybe you can share your ideas for possible solutions to social issues that come out of all this. Or maybe you want to, write letters to your government employees, or I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, however you want to express it, we can do it through this FAST approach. The FAST screenplay system, the writing FAST system. FAST, I don't know if you're new here, FAST is an acronym. It stands for focus, apply, strengthen, tweak. The focus phase of the creative process is where you focus your ideas into a story, if you're writing a story, or just gather your ideas if you're trying to write something, sort of give it some shape before you sit down to actually write it. Writing it is what I call the apply phase. You're applying the plan that you created in the focus phase. So you gather all your ideas, put them into sort of an outline or a plan of some sort, and then you apply that plan. You write it, you get it onto the page. Once it's on the page, then we need to review it, rewrite it, what I call strengthen it, the strengthen phase. So that's the process of taking what first came out of your head and turning it into something powerful or strong or kind of what you really want to say, because it doesn't always come out fully formed. So once we've done that, then we have kind of what we wanted to say. Now we have to spin it around and put it into the audience's perspective. We have to polish it. We have to turn it into an extraordinary reader experience. Polishing it, what I call the tweak phase. We have to tweak the words on the page to ensure that the reader is going to get out of it what we intended for it to have. FAST, focus, apply, strengthen, tweak. That's what FAST is. That's the FAST in FAST Screenplay. That's the FAST in Writing FAST. That's the FAST that I want to cover in this series as well. So what my thought is over the coming days, weeks, months, however long it takes, however long we can do it, however we can do it without being interrupted by my son, however often I can upload, all that stuff, maybe even more than one a day. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. But my thought is, if I can help you as quickly and as effectively as possible to capture your ideas, shape them just as a therapeutic exercise, as a calming exercise, as a light at the end of the tunnel exercise, and as a skill development exercise, and really take this scary moment and turn it into an empowering moment. I really do believe that we're going to make it through this. It'll be a bumpy road, but I do think we'll make it through this. And if we band together and we help each other and we encourage each other and we support one another, we will get to the other side of this. And if we do it in that way, if we connect through the screens like this here, I think we can build a much more cohesive global society. I'm getting a little ahead of myself and sort of my hopes and my dreams with all this, but that's where I'd really like to go with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this video out there to sort of introduce the idea. If you're interested in this, come back here, subscribe to this channel. You can watch, we've got 100-something other videos on this channel. You can get a sense of who I am and what I'm about. Make sure you click the little bell notification and click on it to make sure you're notified of everything that comes out. Because I don't think it's going to be a same time each day schedule. I think I'm going to put them up as I can, maybe more than one in a day, maybe. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. But one thing I do know is that for us, each of us, to feel some sense of control or some sense of sanity in the middle of a situation that feels a little bit outside of our control or a lot outside of our control, I think the what we have to do is we have to control the narrative within our own mind at the very least. And for me, I just need to be doing something productive. I need to be giving you something. I need to be helping you in some way, because that's going to make me feel like, well, at the very least, I'm doing something. For you, my hope is that you'll take these ideas on board. You'll do some of these exercises. It'll be a nice distraction for you. It'll be something creative. Hopefully we'll have some fun along the way with it. And maybe you can create something out of it extraordinary that helps you and helps you get through this time, helps you overcome boredom if you're self-isolated or quarantined or whatever, but also can maybe get you somewhere as we move along. So I hope you'll join me with this. And to anyone out there who's in quarantine now, or who's sick, or who knows people who are sick, or your loved ones are sick, my thoughts and my deepest feelings are out to you. I believe we need to come together right now, and I'm sending all my love to you and to the world at this time. And so stay safe, stay healthy, do some writing. Let's focus on channeling our energies. So actually, to that end, just to give you something productive to do, sort of a prompt at the end of all this, one of the things you can start off by doing is, if you have or feeling any anxiety or concern about anything, take a minute and just write it down. Just get it out of your head. The more you spin around with ideas in your head, the bigger they get, the scarier they get, the more gnarly they get. We blind ourselves to what could happen to alleviate these problems, to potential solutions. One of my things is when I get super anxious or like, I go, okay, well, it's reasonable for me to have that thought. Let me capture that thought. Here's what I'm concerned about. Now, on the flip side, what is something that could happen that would be the exact opposite, like the best possible scenario that could come out of this? Let's try to imagine possible solutions to the situation, or the good things that can come out of this kind of a situation. Take it some time to write each of those down and see where that goes. Does it spark an idea for a story? Does it spark an idea for a song lyric? Does it spark an idea for a novel? Does it spark an idea for an article you want to write and post online to build a community around that idea? I don't know, but it's something to get us started, right? So what I'm hoping to do is in the videos ahead, I want to go through and sort of lay out how the FAST system works, give you the entire thing. Think of it as me trying to give you this whole book through video form. Obviously, if you want to support the effort, the book's available on Amazon as a download. It's cheap. So obviously every little bit helps for all of us in this moment, but that's not what this is about. It really is about, I want to give all of this to you. So subscribe to this channel, and over the weeks ahead, as we're spending our isolated time together, that's exactly what we'll do. And we'll turn this moment into something truly empowering for as many people as humanly possible. If you can afford to, the time or the energy or if you can, please share this. Please spread the word so that we can build a community up around this. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but if you can share it and we'll turn this into something, that would be a great help. Let's make the best of a bad situation, and we'll get somewhere great on the other side. So thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you in the next episode.